just go get another one.
Tell me you can't, and you know I will. Tell me don't go and I'll keep moving. Baby, tell me you can't, and you know I will. You can tell me to stop, then I'll keep grooving.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, we're here we're gonna watch your 6 films.
Okay.
And how would you describe 6 films in 6 weeks? Like the challenge.
It was good because it made me do something while not stopping the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I was like, okay, now I'm not doing anything else and I'm only doing these 6 films. Mm-hmm. I'm working at Harrah's 6 nights a week, doing shows over there, mm-hmm. and then I'm doing some photography with my wife, mm-hmm. and then I also do a lot of other stuff with our producers. I shoot the shows and I do a lot of editing. So I'm already doing a whole bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. But within that framework, it's like, let's also do a film.
Yeah.
And each week, and it was fun. It was fun to do. I think we both came up with the idea together.
I don't know which of us came up with what elements, but I was really happy to be doing it because I've always looked up to you creatively, and I've always thought you were really funny and just like a good filmmaker and good instincts. And then when you did this, I'm like, yeah, well, that sounds great.
Well, I think that, I think it was your idea was to go, because I had written a book called Letters to a Dead Guy, and you had read the book. I think you were in Italy.
Yeah.
And you had read the book, mm-hmm. and the idea was come up with 6 films, shoot them in 6 weeks, and use my book as source material, mm-hmm. which I did for some of the films and not for others.
Yeah. So tell me about this first film. What are we about to see?
Oh, the first one, this is actually, it's the first piece of the book. It's like, mm-hmm. it's actually the first page of the mm-hmm. book, part of it. Yeah. And it's just me talking to my dead friend, John Weiss, mm-hmm. and just, I'm essentially telling him that I miss him, but it's really that and the truth is I really miss, we wrote letters to each other mm-hmm. for years. I mean, physical letters on yellow legal pad. I mean, I would write 3 pages, he would write 10. And what I like about letter writing, which is different than emailing or texting or anything else, mm-hmm. is when you're writing a letter, you write in a different voice mm-hmm. than the way you speak, and that the way you speak to other people. Like when I would write a letter to my mother, I would speak in one voice.
Yeah.
When I would write a letter to John, I'd speak in another voice. My friend Dan Wilson, I'd write a letter to him, mm-hmm. that would be a different voice also.
Yeah.
And so this was kind of him, just telling him kind of about Vegas and how it's changed, mm-hmm. and this and that, and essentially that I miss him.
So, all right, let's take a look at the first film.
Okay, first film. All right.
Dear John, why are you still dead? Why don't you cut the shit? Enough already. Humanity is circling the drain, and we could all use a healthy dose of you and all your nonsense, especially the way you were able to make sense of everything by making no sense at all. Dude, that was a gift. We don't have any guys like you around anymore. Maybe we never did. Maybe it was just you. You were the only guy like you, and sometimes you weren't even that. It's not fair, you being dead and the rest of us having to muddle through all this gibberish without you. Whatever. Be dead. See if I care. John, you wouldn't recognize this town. It's not the slick, stylish adult playground you might remember where smartly dressed, martini-sipping jet-setters pull up to the Flamingo in Cadillac Eldorados smelling like Chanel and panache as they drop a few black chips at the high-end roulette table on the way to catch Don Rickles doing a hip little 3 a.m. nightcap lounge show before the sun comes up. That town is long gone. It's now a noisy, crowded menagerie of mass-produced pop culture kitsch with street hustlers in superhero costumes and celebrity chef clip joints where every cornhole-and redneck and corporate sports team merch can feel like a big shot while eating a $65 hamburger. They should rename Las Vegas Six Flags over beer farts. And I'm still writing you letters, and you're still not writing me back, and I'm telling you you're taking this whole dead thing way too seriously. But, I don't know, maybe you're onto something. It's weird. The price you have to pay for eating right, exercising, and taking care of yourself is you have to keep on living and keep watching your friends die and keep remembering every stupid fucking thing you've ever said or done. What I said at Dave's funeral still goes. The only reward for having lived a good life is having lived a good life. Everything else is just noise.
Pretty good, John.
Uh-huh.
Well, where were the decisions to make the film the way you made it? You could have turned the first couple pages of the book into, like, what was a little bit of your process for, like, figuring out, like...
Well, for that one, I kind of had, what I did was I took pieces of the book, and then I added other pieces, and then I had the whole thing written. And then it was like, what vision, what are we gonna be looking at?
Yeah.
And I was just, it had to be Vegas. It had to be shots of Vegas. So I just thought of as many different kind of things from Vegas that I could shoot that would look good. And one of those opening shots with the wheel was on the roof of Harrah's, and my wife actually shot that one.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, it was a good way of kind of setting it up.
It's cool because for me, the challenge of making a short film is to make it a film and not make it a YouTube video or a TikTok or whatever. And I think that you achieve that with all of these. And, it has everything to do with the filmmaker, not so much to do, like, someone could take the beginning of your book and shoot it, but they're going to shoot it differently.
Yeah.
And it might be more like a travelogue or more like, where it definitely feels like a film, which is good. Now, that brings into the next film, which is Treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
Which is you and your wife.
Right.
What's it like working creatively with your wife?
It's great. She's so much better than she thinks she is. She's so, I mean, we're both very self-deprecating. We're both very, like, we really, like, can't stand I hate that there are cameras here. I'd love to do this off camera.
Yeah. So, all right, let's take a look at Treadmill.
Okay. I think we need to talk about throwing out the treadmill.
No, I'm going to be using that.
Look, we both say we're going to use it, but we don't.
I know, but I'm going to use it.
It's been in the office for 4 years.
And?
And we use it as a clothes rack.
So?
Well, it's taking up a lot of space, that's all.
Then we should move to a bigger place.
We don't need a bigger place.
Then what's the problem?
The problem is we have a giant treadmill that we don't use, taking up a lot of space in the office.
Well, it wouldn't take up any less space if we used it.
No, but it would have a reason for being there.
It does have a reason for being there.
What reason?
Exercise.
But we don't use it for exercise.
That doesn't mean there's no reason for it to be there.
Yeah, I think it does mean that.
No, it doesn't. Whenever we want to take a break from our office work, we could just hop on the treadmill and get some exercise.
But we never do that.
Well, that's not the treadmill's fault. Why are you blaming the treadmill?
I'm not blaming the treadmill.
But you want to punish the treadmill by throwing it out when we are the problem.
I think I'm having a stroke.
You're just out of shape.
My left arm feels kind of goofy.
Your left arm has always been kind of goofy.
Is that burning toast?
Yeah, it's called breakfast. If you spent more time on the treadmill.
I don't want to spend more time on the treadmill.
Why are you being so mean to the treadmill?
I'm not being mean to the treadmill. I'm saying it's serving no purpose.
The purpose of the treadmill is to provide easily accessible exercise right here in the office for us whenever we want to use it.
But since we never use it for exercise, it's not serving its purpose.
Then I don't know why we bought it.
We didn't buy it. You bought it.
Okay, first you're being mean to the treadmill, now you're pointing fingers. What is this really about?
It's about needing the treadmill to be out on the curb.
Then take it out there.
I can't.
Why not?
Because it's too heavy.
Then you need to get back on the treadmill and get back into shape.
Right, so the whole reason we got the treadmill to begin with was so that I could get into good enough shape to drag it back out to the curb.
See? Was that so hard?
Yes. Yes, it was. It was very hard.
So that's what it's like to hang out with you and your wife.
Yeah, all day. All
Nice.
day. It's that.
Nice.
No, it's not. But it's that sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's mostly her being patient with me because I'm a nudge. I am relentless.
Yeah.
When I've got something in my, I just won't give up.
Yeah.
She will. She'll be like, ugh, all right, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, so.
And I think that, kind of, it gives the film a quality that, like, is very real, because it is real,
Yeah.
So, but now, all right, so next up is going to be Meet Me in the Park.
Okay.
Tell me about that.
I have to apologize for Meet Me in the Park because I didn't get done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
This is the thing, was one of the things about 6 films in 6 weeks was that for me, I did it like a self-imposed thing where I was like, I'm done by Sunday night,
Yeah.
no matter what. So it's like one a week. I never went like into Monday and Tuesday and
Yeah.
fixed something
Yeah.
later. The whole point of it was like, can you do it in a week? And what you're gonna do. And this one, I didn't get done because there were a couple of things I wanted to do. Dennis is a very, he's a really
Tell
smart
me,
guy.
who's the co-star in this one?
It's Dennis Blair. He was like, for 20 years, he was George Carlin's opening act.
Yeah.
He was just traveled with him for 20 years. Very funny guy and a good actor. And he's also, he's so much better than I used him for. That was one I wish I could reshoot,
Yeah.
because it wouldn't even look the same. What I should have done is just turn the camera on and just improv with
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah. Let's roll the
Okay.
film and we'll talk after.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think it was like to be Hal Linden's wife? You're on your back, he's on top, he's drilling away with his bushy mustache and his bushy eyebrows and smelling like Mugu Gai Pan and high karate. And then when he's done, he just kind of rolls over on his back and he lights up a Benson and Hedges and plows through some Jack Sue story. What do you think that was like?
Probably awesome.
That's what I thought. Probably awesome.
Again, well done. I know that's not your favorite, and I know you had
It's
a lot
not.
of
It's not.
obstacles and things to get around.
There were
but-
things I wish I had. I wish I had done almost everything different.
So tell me, what was the inspiration for this next movie?
It was really about. I love a deal. I know how much butter costs at one store and how much it costs at another store. I'm also, I'm a pastry chef.
Yeah.
So it's like all those basic ingredients. I buy all the time, and it's like there's a place you have Gelson's in L.A. Here we have Albertsons.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. It's an overpriced store.
Yeah.
It's the same butter from the same company, and instead of it being like $3, it's like $6.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not giving you.
Well, it's also like Whole Foods now.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a certain degree, yeah. Anyway, let's roll it, and then I have some more comments after.
Okay.
Weekly grocery store mailers have become a porn hub for the culinarily inclined, and I am the first to admit I greedily await their arrival each day from a mailman who I know is holding out on me. It's difficult to describe the titanium-level boner I get from an ad announcing 5 pounds of Orita Mexican-style shredded hash browns with real jalapeno bits for $4.99, or what a throbbing, vein-bursting chub I receive while discovering I can get 16 ultra-strong super mega rolls of septic and sewer-safe Angel soft bath tissue for $8.88. Sweet farting baby Jesus, it's almost too much, and I often find myself needing to pull into the isolated parking spot of an infrequently visited state park to relieve myself, rub one out, flog the dolphin, wax the old wazoo, beat the bishop, spank the monkey, march the penguin, choke the chicken, jerk the gherkin. I'm not proud of it, for the love of Pete, but sometimes I gotta yank my crank, gotta tug the slug, polish the banister, shake hands with the milkman, get into a boxing match with the one-eyed champ, milk the lizard, cuff the carrot, shuck the corn, burp the worm, tickle the pickle. Give me a break. I got a date with Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters, for fuck's sake. I gotta scratch Yoda behind the ears, my friend. I gotta badger the witness, slap the salami, punch the clown, clear out my snorkel, or in Shakespearean parlance, make much ado about nothing, until some annoyed security guard gives me the stink eye and I have to move on and find some kind of grocery perversion 12-step program because I have a problem.
So, were there any terms for masturbation you didn't use?
I don't know how many there are there. Maybe there are 30.
A lot. It's a lot.
Maybe
Yeah.
there are 30, but I had like 100.
Yeah.
And I would just go, and I was just, no. And I just kind of got it down. But I have to admit that was another windy day.
Yeah.
And that conversation was supposed to be between me and Carl.
Yeah.
And because of the wind and the sound, and I was
Yeah.
trying to cut it, and we had problems. We had cars pulling up next to us with music, and there was all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That it was kind of like, it was so annoying that it was kind of, I cut it a different way, and then I took all of his entrance pieces
Yeah.
and just slowed them down.
Yeah.
And put stuff underneath it to make it, and then decided to. It's another example of how can I salvage this?
Well, it's, and maybe a reason that these feel like films is because of the prep you put in, and you didn't just, that's the sign of a real movie. Like a famous case of preparation is Sidney Lumet, notorious for doing 1 or 2 takes, but really rehearsing the actors and really working with his crew and the DP and really like making the decisions before you're even there. So like the shoot's kind of a technicality.
Yeah.
Because he's prepped it so well that he could sit there and describe the movie to you and you'd be hanging on your seat.
Yeah.
So, all right, so next up is...
Letter to an Ex-Lover. A little bit of bitterness in that. You might taste a little bitterness in that one. That's almost, it might be exactly, but I think it's almost directly from the book. And that was a letter I had written a few years before the book that I just had in this stack of letters. And it was a copy. It was a carbon.
Oh, God.
It was a carbon.
We're old.
Yeah.
Who was the actress?
Monica, and she's one of the dancers that my wife works with on Ex-Burlesque.
She has no lines, but I thought she did a great job.
I thought so too. I thought very little direction. I just told her, here's what's going to happen, and I'm over here, and then I'm doing this, and she was like, okay, and then we just shot, and she nailed it.
Anyway, let's check out Letters from an Ex-Lover.
Right.
Yeah.
To an ex-lover.
To an ex-lover. Yes.
Yeah.
My dearest princess of darkness, I hope this letter finds you happy and healthy and slowly roasting over the flames of hell. I'm kidding. I don't really hope it finds you happy and healthy. Come on, I'm joking. You know me. Court jester, professional chuckle butt. Remember all the fun we had? Me finding humor in the drudgery of life and you moping and brooding and wishing I would just shut up and be miserable already? Ah, those were the days. But by now I'm sure you've moved on, luring some new sucker into your lair of eternal irritation, successfully filling his gut with that inky pool of despair that you so generously provide. Well, God bless his foolish little heart as he racks his brain for something he can say that might nudge you into lightening up. One kernel of joy he can drop into your ears that might grant even a moment of tranquility for you as well as a rare swatch of peace for himself. Silly man. He has no idea that while he attempts to move mountains, trying to bring some form of sunlight into your valley of discontent, you are filling a pillowcase with bricks of rebuttal, waiting for his mouth to stop moving so you can bash his fucking skull in. I miss you, sweetie pie, and whenever these waves of melancholy wash over me, whenever I crave your uncanny ability to kill my dreams, whenever I long for your relentless harangue to push me back down into serfdom and cut off the oxygen to my brain, that's the time I like to carefully place a nail over one of my testicles and hammer it into the chair, to remind me of how I always felt when we were together. Wishing you a mouthful of ashes, I remain emancipated.
All right, we have one more film left.
Okay.
I love this film. It's I don't want to say too much about it, but I thought it was just really well done. Now tell me about the house and the cast.
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's my friend Mike, my friends Mike and Stacy. They're married. They live out in Pahrump. They bought this house a couple of years ago, and they're out there. He's a Marine. She's from Boston, and they're great. I love them. They're really great.
Yeah.
And he's done some acting. He's been in a couple of things. She's done none, but she was great. We're talking about somebody who's not an actor, and then just going, look, this is all I'm going to do. And this is all you need to do. And so that was really good. I really liked working with them. It's my favorite one too.
Yeah.
Because it feels the most like a film.
Not that everyone watching this has just wasted 20 minutes. Because we could have just sent this one.
Right.
But no. I felt the films had a nice progression and some nice variety of filmmaking styles. I guess let's check out Carrots.
Okay.
Caleb?
Yeah.
We got another one.
Where?
Right there.
How the hell can you see that far?
Don't. Can I help you with something?
I'm looking for a grave.
Yeah, you and everybody else. Look, there ain't no gold.
I'm not looking for gold.
You got a pick and a map, and you ain't looking for gold. Why don't you tell me why you're out here then?
My grandfather's in that grave. He spent the second half of his life looking for this book. He never found it. I did. I want to bury it next to him before I die. Should be in about a week.
You sick or something? All right, follow me.
Is that your wife on the porch at that house over there?
How the hell can you see that far?
something I didn't realize about that film until like the third or fourth viewing. No one ever says the word carrots in the movie.
Right.
Which I felt was like a good filmmaker achievement, because the film's called Carrots, and you get it, and because it's in there twice, but you know, it's like no one ever says carrots.
Right.
You know.
And we shot it where people do say carrots.
Yeah.
But I cut those out.
Yeah.
Because you know, she says it at one point, and then he says it at one point, and then when we're out at the end, the very end, when we're looking back at the house, he says it again. And then I just felt like it worked better without it.
It's so much better, because like, and that jumped out at me as an interesting technique to do. But that's, again, it's kind of the purpose of doing these films, is to hone your craft, to polish techniques, and just, I mean, to do them the right way. So what next?
I'm writing a film right now. I'm mostly writing it in my head. I have to, and then what I like to do is I need to see first of all, the plot. And then once I got that, then I kind of know what's going to happen. Then I go back and then I start thinking about each of the characters and why they're doing certain things.
Yeah.
And which is probably the wrong way to do it. I should probably think of the characters first and then get to the plot. But it's kind of, I know what I want to happen in the movie.
I usually, I don't know that I agree with that, because I usually, when I write something, you know, I think more thematically. You know, like, is this about greed? Is it about love? Is it about lust? Is it about... So that way everything can kind of serve that emotion and grow from there. So what advice do you have for your young filmmakers?
I guess the best advice would be you got to watch those old masters. You have to watch, because you'll learn so much if you think about it. If you watch the opening of Once Upon a Time in the West, just watch what he does. The scene is, what's his name? Charles Bronson's going to arrive on a train, and there are three guys there waiting to kill him. There's no dialogue, there's nothing, and there's no music. All the sound is the stuff that's happening at this train station in the Old West. So there's like a windmill, and you hear it turning, and then there's water dripping on Woody Strode's hat, and he pulls it off and slowly takes a drink, and then Jack Elam is is sitting down, and there's a fly that's bugging him. Turns out that they put honey on him to attract flies. They needed to get flies into this scene, and so they actually put him in honey. And then, he catches it with a gun. And then he's like doing this, and then there's all these little beautiful, filmy kind of moments that, and it's the whole thing. And then there's a shootout. And that's it. And that's the opening of it as the credits roll. That's what the best thing I would do is watch what these guys did. Watch what they accomplished. Watch low budget filmmakers from like the 40s. You ever seen, I think it's called Cat People, the original. The original Cat People.
I love that.
It's got no budget.
Yes.
But he creates fear with this darkness and this movement. And it's
shadows and...
It's just great.
Well, go out there and make movies, guys. That's a half hour of knowledge here from John Bazar. And
you.
Yes, and me. And this was great. Thank you, John.
Very cool.